Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to my channel, Triple Aqua from the West, from Key West. So today I want to talk to everyone about an energy that I feel really strongly today, and also like the last couple of days, and maybe even leading up to this, the energy of basically playing nice with everyone in the sandbox. I know that sounds like a little weird. It's actually something that I use in a form that I have, that when the mermaids, a mermaid with me, whether it be for the festival and other things, it's called a mer code of performance. And one of the things in there, it's one of the rules is that we just ask that everyone plays nice with everyone in the sandbox. And the reason for that is because that's what life should be about. You should be able to get along with everybody. And if you're not, it's because you need to work on something internally, not necessarily because the person is being difficult, because you can still always decide to play nice with someone in the sandbox. So I have a little bit of a different setup today. I'm actually using the table that I normally sit on to do my recordings, and I have a whole bunch of decks, but I'm just gonna pick the ones that I'm being drawn. I've already blessed and I haven't shuffled, but I did my sage and all that good stuff and little prayer. And I just want to pull some cards in because I feel that this energy is going to continue the cards and through the message. But for those of you who are maybe in difficult situations, around difficult people, sometimes it's a workplace, and you know, you're basically the one that's being picked on in the sandbox. Well, know that you still have a choice to play nice with those in the sandbox, even if they're not playing nice with you. Now, at any time, you can leave the sandbox and remove yourself from there, but while you're there, have fun, be yourself. Don't worry what everyone else is doing, and enjoy your time in the sandbox. And what I mean by that in life is just enjoy the people and the surroundings and the people you're with. And then, you know, you can reflect about it later, but why have a bad time? You know, we are in control of ourselves, not other people. So while we're there, make the best of it. Have fun. Enjoy every moment for what it is, because if you decide to make it a bad time, then it will be a bad time. Even if people are poking or jabbing at you, or maybe if you're in an uncomfortable situation, if you're really uncomfortable, definitely remove yourself. But if not, then, you know, so this is how sometimes we tend to feel, like the 10 of air. And so the 10 of air is like 10 of swords. It means, like, you know, you can be around people that are just constantly putting swords in your pack. But look at this in this deck, and it's perfect how spirit works. She's just like not even bothered. She's just blowing away, like, okay, another one. Like, she is so relaxed. She is not letting these things bother her, way heavy. I mean, it's light all around. In the normal deck, it's the 10 of swords. It's like somebody laying down with tons of swords on their back, and although they're not dead, it's just like an ending of a cycle, and a new one's going to begin. Well, this person is just like, you don't faze me. And that's how you should be, and that's how you should be in life about things, because when you learn to play nice in the sandbox with others, you get along with everybody and you let everyone just be them, and you're not part of that group that's like, well, I don't want to be around that person, or I don't want to be around this person. You kind of just can get along with everybody, and it's a really nice and liberating way to be. So another card that came out is the Tower, and normally the Tower is depicted as like very like Aquarian like, and it's like a big thunderbolt going through the tower, and it's knocking the lovers right out, and they're flying out. But in this one, the Tower is majestic and mighty and powerful. And know that you know, I like to think of myself sometimes like, yeah, we all have tower moments, but I feel like a lot of times I am the tower moment for people. I'm the one that like rocks their foundation or shakes them to the core in essence. And sometimes just not even by doing anything, you know, you can have a very strong, powerful force around you, or you can be the powerful force yourself, and you can be that tower for other people. But you know, when you are that, this is the kind of tower that you are. You're strong, you're mighty, you're just like, looks like the stairs are going all the way up to heaven, and you know, you're strong, you're a fortress. And that's exactly what it's like when you know how to play nice in the sandbox with others. Unfortunately, you have a lot of people that won't know how to play nice, and they'll create problems and create problems. But when you are the type of person that you play nice with others, you'll give everybody more opportunities than the universe will allow, because you're at peace and you know that you're not doing anything that you shouldn't be doing, and you're treating people with respect and with dignity and with kindness and with love. And that is so important. I love how all this is going. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Fool card. And the Fool is very Aquarius, Aries energy. It's just like going, not worrying about it. You know, in the regular deck, it's a someone going off of a cliff and like not even worried about like if they're going to, like if there's anything underneath them, they just, you know, they have faith. This one, the Fool is like in charge around this beautiful, like very fairy-like woodland area, blowing a trumpet. And you see like all of this, oh, it's gorgeous, and it actually even feels good, the energy. This ripple effect that it's causing, you know, like sound waves. And this Fool is like, I'm here, like the party's starting. And that's how you should be when you know, when you're that type of energy, the type of person, the type of individual that plays nice with everybody in the sandbox. Like, you're not fazed by anything. You're just like tooting your horn, blowing off positive vibes, positive vibrations out there. You're not playing games. You're not putting on airs. You're just being, you know, as a human being. That's what we want to do. We just want to be. And yeah, so that's beautiful. So I'm only pulled 3 from there because that's really all that popped out. And I'm gonna take some from here. And if you are interested in what decks these are, just not to slow the process down, I can always you can just ask in the comments and I'll tell you. But yeah. So you're only in control of yourself and not other people's actions. So you shouldn't let people's actions embarrass you or make you feel uncomfortable. Like I said, of course, if it's a personal attack, you don't want to be a doormat. However, you know, you need to stand your boundaries. But if it's something that it's not that big of a deal, and in the end, they're really the ones that aren't playing nice, let them. Not everybody wants to share their Tonka toy in the sandbox, you know? But be that person that does, and it doesn't matter, you know? Or be that person that, you know, lets everybody else have their turn to shine. Or, whoa, that's like way too many, but I'm gonna take that one that flew out, and we'll take that one that would be on the bottom of the deck. So this one is expansion. And look how beautiful that is. That's exactly what it allows you to do. It allows you to expand your horizons, your views on things, and not just be one-sided and it's all about the way you think. Because even though you could be very adamant or very right in the way that you think about something because you have high standards or certain priorities in life, or just the way you like things to be, you know, it's not the end all be all. Like you everyone sees things differently, everybody experiences it differently. And you know, in the expansion, this is beautiful. You've got one person, you know, blowing their magic this way. You know, you've got this one holding on to the world, and she's got some green, and she looks like she's very fertile. You got this angel blowing on this angel's back, and then you have this one that, gosh, he looks like he might be the almighty creator. There's wings and an owl on his head, very wise, and his hands up. He's looking to receive. So expand your horizons. You know, if someone's not playing nice in the sandbox, that's not you. You don't have to be that person that is so closed off. Just sit back. Expand your mind, expand your energy, because that's another thing. Like the Fool card, I'm sorry, my nose is itching. Sometimes, like, I see like I do watch some other people on and their nose starts running when they channel, and I know exactly what that means because that happens to me as well. That and my crown chakra gets like lit up and it feels like I have electricity. But so yeah, because I don't normally have a runny nose. But so yeah, like just like the Fool that's vibrating all of these beautiful sound waves and energies out into the universe. The same thing with expansion. It's very, very similar. You know, you're putting off that vibration. So if you are around a group of people and someone isn't playing nice or being nice, and just don't take offense to it. You know, don't take offense. It's not always about us. And don't make it ruin your good times. Just keep putting out your good vibes, your good energy. And if they want to not play nice, or if they want to create things and stir things up or not say nice things, that's on them. In the end, it comes back around and they'll end up, you know, having to deal with that on their own and not feel good. But you'll be the person that's like tooting your own horn, do, 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 and just sprinkling all your little fairy dust and whatever, wizard dust if you're a guy, all over the place. And that's it. And you sleep good at night, you know? You have a clean conscience, like we like to say in my family. My conscience is clean, is exactly how we like to say it. Well, we don't say that to everybody, but we say in that little accent when we're around the people that know what it's about. It's usually my siblings. But anyway, yeah, and I love that. Oh, and what was in the bottom of the deck? Oh yeah, service. And that's exactly what it is. You're giving a service to everybody when you're playing nice in the sandbox, because it's not about you, it's about the collective, it's about everybody. You know, I like to say, you know, I was telling a friend this, and I was just telling one of my sisters this today, you know, sometimes when people, when you, and I was talking to another friend about the same thing, my friend Brad Barker, and people, when they're in a nice group and it's a real positive, fun group, everybody has a magic wand and everybody's waving their wand and creating and making magic. It's because everyone is really vibing at a good vibration. Then at some point, and hopefully this doesn't happen or will not happen, but like, let's just say on a hypothetical that, and this has happened, someone gets a little sour in the group or feels jaded or feels slighted or whatever the case is, and then, you know, kind of like starts not playing nice in the sandbox. Well, then that person sometimes gets rid of themselves, or the collective group has to move forward without that negative energy. So then that person finds himself over here, and all of a sudden they're looking and their magic wand is no longer a magic wand, it's a stick. It's nothing important. And you know, I heard one of the talking heads on Instagram say that about the magic wand and the stick. So this is not my thing, so I'm give credit to that person. And I can't remember exactly the channel, but she's really good. I love her, she's funny. And but it's true, it's like, and then my friend Brad was saying, well, yeah, because it's not about the one person, it's about the collective. And that's exactly what it's about. We are all interconnected, and I've talked about that before. And we all, you know, it says in the Bible, like, if you want to know your purpose in life, like what your purpose is and what you're supposed to do, serve other people, because that's what it's about. It's to love thy brother, love thy neighbor like you love yourself. And you are, you know, giving a service to others. And it makes you feel good, because we are built to love and to receive love and to help one another. We're not meant to be alone, although we can be alone, because you don't need anybody. You want to be with people, but you don't really need them. But it's always nice, because we are built to serve one another and to be with another and to commune and to be part of a collective. And hopefully your collective is awesome, and they are amazing, and they're positive, and they're fun, and they're uplifting. And if not, then find those people. And if it's not your friends and your family, then find them. They are out there. Just create it, vibe it out. So this is the Rider-Waite Tarot, the mini one. So I just split the deck, and you got the Chariot, and you are in control. Like, the Chariot only has one driver. One person is controlling that. You know, you've got the positive and negative, you have the yin and the yang, and the masculine and the feminine polarities, and you're maybe allowed to go to the right, a little bit left, but usually the Chariot, it just goes pretty straight. It doesn't go backwards, and that's the whole thing in life. You don't want to go backwards, you want to go forwards. Because when you stop to go backwards, you get sour. When you start to think of the past, you turn into that pillar of salt, you know, in the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's a really good story about Lot and his family and how his wife turned into a pillar of salt. So anyway, yeah, just go forward. Even in that sandbox, if someone, like, you know, just keep going, do your thing, have fun. You know, meditate on it later, pray about it, think about it later, but don't dwell on stuff. You know, that Chariot card really wants to come out because it's at the bottom of the deck again, so we'll talk about that. So this is beautiful. Like, this is the Six of Swords, which is moving away from things and also being guided divinely by the divine to move away what no longer serves you. And you know, when you are in a place with people and people aren't playing nice in the sandbox, you don't have to physically always grab your belongings and leave, although unless you feel like you have to, you do. But you can energetically just like brush it off and keep going and move away from that feeling of maybe feeling that that person wasn't nice, because what you do is you transmute the energy, and then you will bring in something. And funny enough, or oddly enough, it's the Knight of Pentacles. He's the slowest moving knight in the deck, but he does offer something, and he brings something. It's small, it is tangible. It's not a huge offer because he's not a king, and you know, he's kind of like a teenager, you know, kind of that mentality. So not super mature, but not a baby. But this is a small offer. And then what you do is when you move away from this stuff, and yeah, it's not going to fix the issue automatically in that sandbox around those people, but it is going to bring a little offer, you know, almost like extending that olive branch. Like, I still love you. You're still a human being. I'm not going to get bent out of shape about this. I am going to basically move forward. Not my problem. That's your little red wagon to tote around, not mine. And so that's a great attitude to have, because you don't get sour, you don't get jaded, and you don't let any kind of seed of bitterness grow inside of you, because that's what happens. You know, gosh, I put up with so much from people sometimes, and then, you know, I get upset about it, but I'll let it go, and then I wait around to see if the person's going to change. If not, you know, but I always give more opportunities than the universe should allow, until I get to a point that it's just, it weighs so much on me and it's toxic that it's not fair to me. And so I just don't, and I'm still not sour about it. I let it go in love, light, and wish best for the person. But you know, at the end of the day, you want to be happy. We are here to be happy. You know, sometimes the divine throws things at us that we cannot control, that are out of our control. But the things that are in our control, we should be happy. We should appreciate them. We should play nice with others in the sandbox, because we are not here to fight. We are not here to be disgruntled or argue. And if you have somebody that like that in the group, you know, try to just keep going forward like the Chariot, and hopefully you will lead by example and that person will change. Now, sometimes people are in so much into their dark energy. Oh, we got 17 minutes. They're so much in their dark energy. Whoa, that's a lot of cards. They are not able to, you know, pull out of that. And it's basically, you know, it's free will. So everyone's able to control their decisions. And at the end of the day, you know, if you're a type of person that you take responsibility, then you know this and you move on from it and you don't beat yourself up. All right, so we are gonna get, thank you. So we're gonna get compassion. And you know what's weird is, like, I've had this deck for, gosh, I don't know, 10 months now. And this is the first time I've ever even seen this card. And it's just because it wasn't ever meant to come out. I always seem to get the same cards over and over again. It's because when I do stuff for myself, it's for my energy. But since we're doing something collectively for everybody, the card is compassion. It's Archangel Zephiel. And look how beautiful it is, compassion. You know, and compassion comes from having a rooted, you know, all this red reminds me of the root chakra. And if you're a grounded person and you're connected, you know, and you know how to control your passion, you are compassionate. This is beautiful. And then, you know, when you are compassionate, your mind is creative. How gorgeous is that? I mean, and it's oddly, but this is, they're surrounded by a lot of like nothing but rocks and mountains, and it looks like a hot burning sun. And even behind him, you know, although he's like dressed in a priestly robe, there is, it almost looks like some kind of fence or even a cage. So it doesn't look like the most pleasant environment at all. If anything, I don't know if Mars or the sun had a, I don't know, a destitute place that you would be sent to. That's kind of looks like it, other than the beautiful stars and the peaceful peaceful way that he's standing. You know, his demeanor and his stature here is very, very peaceful, but everything else just doesn't seem that inviting. Look at it really close, but yet he's exuding that compassion. So that's exactly what happens when you're playing with people in the sandbox in life, in your environments, wherever they may be. Take it as it resonates. It might be work, it might be school, it might be group settings, extra activities, a line at the grocery store, wherever it is. You know, you want to have that compassion. You know, I am part-time, I do shift, and most of the time I'm around really good, positive people, and everyone's really thoughtful, but every now and then you get that one person just like arguing with that other person. It's like, but the one person exudes compassion, and when they don't, then, you know, you basically have two fools arguing with each other, and then it's hard to know who the fool is because not one of them is exuding that compassion. But when you are a grounded person and you're rooted with your root chakra, you exude that compassion, and you're able to get along with everybody, and you're always able to be gracious even when people aren't gracious to you. Now, every now and then you might get a little fiery, and I think a lot of times it happens when you are a grounded individual, when it's a constant habitual offender, like a same person doing it to you all the time. So you almost get frustrated, and you're like, you know, this is ridiculous. Like, I see right through this. Like, you're very transparent. And so it's almost like, I like to say, don't insult my intelligence. That was a big thing my stepmother used to say. And and she used to say it since we were kids, and I used to always wonder when I was little what the heck that meant, but soon I caught on. And then again, we were talking about willpower. You know, this is so beautiful, and that's exactly what it is Archangel Hanel. It's willpower. You have the strength to make the choices and how you're going to react to other people and how you are going to get along with other people. It's all in you. You're the one that's in control of that gorgeous tail of yours. You have the strength to thrust it and move forward, or sit and just, you know, or make negative waves or drown yourself or whatever it is. It is all about your willpower. And again, we have that red there, and I can't help to, you know, be gravitated towards your root chakra, because that's all about passion. And that's when we make mistakes in life, or because we're passion driven, but we don't use our root chakra, which is our, you know, our passion, our sexual energy, we use it in a negative way. And it doesn't always have to be intimate. You know, it's used for so many things. The problem in today's society, you think of that energy as just being a sexual nature, and it's not. It's actually beautiful when it's harnessed correctly. It's very creative, and it's so compassionate and loving, and you are in control. You're not out of control. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. So where are we? I'm trying to keep this under 30 minutes. And this is fun. I love all these oracle cards. When I do readings for my family and friends, this is how I do it, except I actually turn the camera vertically. I always have to think about that. Like, I always remember horizontal, like the horizon. I think that's how I learned it when I was younger. So, but for whatever reason, I always get a little turned around on that one. Vertical and horizontal. But yeah, I do this for my friends and my family when I do readings for them. And no, I don't do readings for everybody, but just people that are dear to me, I will. And yeah, because you do pick up on that energy. Thank God the people I have around are amazing and have beautiful energy, and I don't mind absorbing some of it. All right, so yeah, it's interesting enough. Like, I'm the type of person, like, I seem to be able to blend in with all kinds of people, because I don't have expectations of people. I don't go in. The only time I do have expectations is when I've told somebody the same thing over and over till I'm blue in the face, and they agree to me, like, oh yeah, perfect, or they'll be like totally on board with what I'm saying, and then they get around a group of people, and it's like all their inhibitions have just gone out the window, and everything that we just talked about is just like null and void, and I'm like, what? Am I in the Twilight Zone? So that happens. But know that by being a grounded individual, by controlling your passions, and ooh, how pretty, you are able to control how you, oh, look how that, And isn't that right? This is the animal bond card, and it says stand up for all animals. And I feel like, you know, we aren't animals, but we are unique creatures. And in this card, there's so many different, there's a geese, there's a goose, there's an owl, there's a seagull, there's a hawk, and there's some other, just all kinds of birds, little finches, a little bit of everything. And they're all flying together, and usually birds migrate in groups, and they also, you know, they migrate the same type of birds, but it's not the same, you know, for humans. We're all different. Even though we're the same, we're all different. You know, we can be different nationalities, and we can look different and act different and talk different, and have different viewpoints on life. And, you know, we need to stand up for each other. So, you know, like the animals, I guess, sometimes do in nature, it's not often, but you'll see, you know, a cat playing nicely with the dog, or you'll see, you know, that cat that gets along with their bird friend, and you watch videos like that all the time on YouTube or social media, and, you know, form a bond with people, especially, you know, us being the more intelligent species, we know better. So why not get along? So embrace all of those different animal spirits and stuff like that, so that you can know how to bond with other people. And if you don't work with animal medicine or animal spirits, look into that. It's really fascinating and cool. And so at the bottom you have originality, blaze your own trail. And that's exactly what you allow yourself to do, and you also allow other people, is to blaze your own trail and be original. Because in the sandbox, like when you have like little kids and you watch them on the playground, they're all different, everyone's just having a good time, and it's basically about continuing to be original. And that's something that we are when we're a child, but then you know, our parents or our surroundings or the people that care about us, they want to shape and mold us in a certain way, so we lose our identity. But the idea in life is to, like Jesus said when all the disciples asked, you know, they were like, well, who can get into the kingdom of heaven? And he pointed at the little child and he said, you see that little child over there? You have to be like that, come as a child. And what he meant was just be innocent, you know, go back to your core of who you are originally. And that's who you are. And that's when you are tapped into your inner child, and you're tapped into who you are as your core, and you're grounded, you accept everybody with all their flaws. You know, my grandmother always said growing up, acepta todo mundo con todos sus defectos. So basically, accept people with all of their defects. And it's, you know, like as a child, you listen to that over and over again, and then you get older, you realize exactly what it is. And my grandmother's she's a really funny lady. Like, she hardly ever leaves her house, but she has more visitors than anybody. Everyone comes to see my grandmother. It doesn't matter what age, who. Like, over the years, my grandmother has been like the social matriarch, butterfly of the family. She hardly even leaves her house, and she's super simple. But she knows that she lets everybody be themselves, and she doesn't try to change anybody. And it's really, really a beautiful thing. She gets along with everybody in the sandbox, and she allows herself to be original, but then she allows everybody else around her to be original as well, which is gorgeous and beautiful. So I don't know how much time, oh, we're getting to that point that I might have to shut this down, but pull some more tarot, and maybe we'll end up with some mermaids or some seahorses. I don't know. But my nose is itching so much, and it never itches, so it's actually a very good and clear channel today. It's wild how that works. Okay, I need a bigger table. So you've got the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles is that equal give and take, that reciprocity, that nostalgia, that getting along with other people. You know, one hand washes the other. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. That's exactly what this is. It's a beautiful feeling. You know, this person is depicted on the top of a little cliff here, and but then he's got like everything in his hands. You know, the moon is above him. He's well dressed. His hands are up. He's receiving, and that's where we want to be with other people, and that's how we want to be in life. And if we learn to accept everybody and just get along with everybody, then, you know, the world would be a better place, wouldn't it? So, you know, I know it's cliche. I always say, why can't we all get along? Because, like, I'm the type of person that I like to do stuff with everybody and like to include everybody. And it doesn't matter if people do the same thing, because I feel like everyone has something unique to bring to the table. And then the Two of Pentacles is about, you know, coming, like, making choices and juggling. You know, are you going to go forward? Are you going to go backwards? Are you going to go left? Are you going to go right? Or are you going to, oh, but I've decided on this one. And so, you know, or you have the decision, just like the free will card and the, you know, it's a choice. So what is it going to be? What is that for you? And how important is it for you to be right? Or how important is it for you to have everything your way? I mean, if it's a business and you have a certain standard, then you know, you have to enforce that because it's the right thing to do. But if you're just in a social setting, and you know, you can always change it later. But while you're there, make the best of your situation and enjoy the people that you're around. So I think we only have room for maybe one or two more. And then we'll close this out. So I hope everyone is having a great Tuesday. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Please like it. I'm open for comments. I'm not really good at answering them probably the same day, just because I like the Two of Pentacles, juggle myself. So I like do a lot of other fun stuff and creative things off and on. But I just felt like that needed to be said, you know, how important it is. You know, I have so many friends and so many acquaintances over the years, and I even have a quote that I wrote in one of my books, you know, friends are like seashells I like to collect along the way. Each one has its very own unique, perfect imperfection, and people are like that. And I know there's probably maybe a few people that probably I had to remove my energies from completely because they were completely toxic, but for the most part, you know, and that's only happened in the last several years, and I think it has to do with a lot of people, you know, that don't agree with me business-wise. And sorry, but the boss isn't always the most popular person. But you know what? If you continue to do this, what it does allow you to do is grow. And again, we've gotten a lot of wands and passion. It's the Ace of Wands, and it's basically just like spiritual knowledge, knowing how to control your passion. You know, having it all, you know, it's the ace, it's everything, but it's that knowing how to control your passion, how to grow spiritually, because that's what the Ace of Wands is. It's a spiritual growth. It's like being rooted at your core again, you know, that root chakra again. That seahorse is, you know, reddish orange, and the wands are usually, you know, that color, that rusty brown color, and it allows us to grow. And look at that seahorse, how he's just standing in his power. He's like, yep, that's my wand. I worked really hard for that, and I'm very passionate about it, and I'm comfortable, and you are not going to sway me. You are not going to ruffle my feathers. And that's exactly what happens. And what happens is, in the bottom of the deck, you have conflict, Five of Swords. Because if you're not like this, then this is what happens. All you're going to do is create conflict. And you don't want to create conflict, whether it be in your mind or in your environment. Just enjoy the moment that you have, enjoy the time you have with people. Later on, you can compartmentalize everything, and then figure it all out. But don't let it ruin your time. Don't let it rain on your parade. And so we've gone over 30-some minutes, but we'll just pull one more. And then call it a day. I have one of my videos uploading now, another one I'll do tonight. I'm a little behind, but at least I'm putting them out. But I've been pretty good at trying to do them here daily the last few days. Before I took like I think a week off and then another week off. No particular reason, I just had other things on my mind. I'm working on other things. But yeah, for one, I am determined to play nice with everybody on the sandbox, and if they want to continue to play in the sandbox with me, great. If not, well, you know what? There'll always be somebody else that wants to come and play nice and have a good time. And as long as you are consistent, it's all you need to worry about, because you are only in control of you, not anyone else. When I was little, I used to get embarrassed for people, or even if like I watch something on TV and someone did something embarrassing, like I would feel embarrassed about it. And then I was like, I remember turning like 18, I'm like, what the heck is wrong with me? I have no control over them. So now I just sit back and it's actually entertaining. Sometimes it's a little sad and I feel sorry for the person because, you know, you have to have that compassion like we talked about earlier. But sometimes it's actually entertaining because you're just like, wow, that person's not spiritually evolved yet, that they have to like be so aggressive or not balanced or not grounded. And so you learn a lot too. You learn what you don't want to be. So we've got the Four of Cups. And, you know, the Four of Cups is not being completely satisfied, you know, and that's what happens. Goodness, that's what happens. You are just not completely satisfied when you are not being compassionate, when you're not playing with others, because you're always going to look for something else. It's something else wrong. It's something else wrong. But if you are grounded, then guess what? You get your Ace of Cups. You get that cup that you're looking for. You know, in the normal decks, that doesn't really mean that, but in this one, I mean, that's what I see and that's what I feel from look at the face on that person. They just don't look very happy, like someone's offering them a cup and they're like, nope, it's not good enough. And that's what happens with people who aren't grounded and can't play nice with other people, because they're always looking for the other shoe to drop. They're always looking for something to go wrong. But someone who's content and happy with others, their cup is always full. And they're happy, and look, they have flowers and hearts and everything's growing around them, and you know, they got it going on. And this is the best card on the bottom of the deck. We've got the Three of Pentacles, and Three of Pentacles is working together with people. It's working on something. It's building something with people, community, friendship, patience, compassion. It's working hard with others, and that's what it's all about. So I hope that you will take that and it will resonate, and you will pass it and you will share this message to play nice with others in the sandbox. And until then, remember to keep swimming towards your dreams. Bye.